my name's Lewis Tyler, Managing Editor of International Fire and Safety Journal and Fire Safety Journal Americas. Delighted to be here on the Tornatech stand at the NFPA conference and exhibition. Now, firstly, guys, thanks for having us today. I just wondered if you could just give us a brief intro on, your job roles within the company.
Well, my name is William King. I'm actually the director for FireProCare. I've been in the fire pump industry for 30 years on the controller side, so I've seen the code change over the years and seen the product evolve as the code did as well. So it's been a good ride for me, and FireProCare is just the next step in my career.
Sebastian?
Well, I'm Vice President Business Development. I've been within the industry for more than 20 years now, with most of my career into the customer service side, in support and maintenance of our equipment.
Now, I know we were talking before about FPC. I just wondered if you could, briefly explain what FPC is, how it came about.
Sure. Well, FPC is FireProCare, which is our platform where you can connect your controllers or other equipment within the pump room with partnership with different people around here in the industry, where we share the pump room floor space to have visibility on the requirement for maintenance, preventive maintenance, and even eventually predictive maintenance. That's where we're going in the future. So the main goal of that platform is to provide a better safety for everyone. So that's building owners, people, the service people, pretty much everyone can benefit from that platform to have an equipment that is always up to function when the critical fire happens, that they have the equipment that's actually going to work for them.
That's actually a question I have, who is it best suited for, what industries, and maybe we'll come to that in a second, but just in terms of how it came about, I'm not sure if this is something you could really reveal, William. How did FPC come about from your perspective? I'm sure it was driven by, needs in the market, but was it something
Absolutely.
you were looking at for a long time?
So I've been doing this I've been in the industry a long time, but what we realized is customers really don't maintain their fire pump systems properly. And once we started developing FireProCare, what we found out is I interviewed people and we talked to different entities in the industry. They all agreed, no, they're not being properly maintained, and it was an issue. So what we do have with the evolution of controllers, we have this data. We have a huge amount of data, and the key was to figure out a way that we could utilize that data to help the industry. So there was a need, and from there it just evolved over time as we went through and interviewed customers and found out what was important to them, what would be helpful to them. And then it was also a code-driven thing. NFPA 25 actually requires that you have a preventive maintenance program for the fire pump equipment. It just does, for every piece of equipment in that system. And it's something that a lot of people from the controller side never knew what that meant because the controller companies never put it out there. So it was a code-driven thing. It was also just a necessity to the market based on it not being done properly. And it also will help clients to become actually they'll get more visibility into the system. There'll be more accountability in the system. And then also you have a more reliable system with FireProCare.
Now, Sebastian, going back to what you were saying in terms of end users, and I know you reeled off a few there, but how can those end users make the most of this?
Well, one of it is a lot of end users, like building owners or building managers, often don't even know they have a pump room or a fire, they know they have sprinklers because they see them on the ceiling, but they don't necessarily know the whole system, including the pump and the controller that is the brain and the heart of the system. And sometimes the system is just off or it's not maintained, so when that time comes they don't know about it. So with that platform we're bringing visibility to the service people, to also the authority having jurisdiction. Also all the building owners can monitor their own system with that to know my pump or my controller is due for this preventive maintenance as is it a part or a test? So that way it's going to prevent them, sort of a notification saying, hey, within the next 3 months, you need to schedule for that because you're going to be due. Also, we're all backed up by the code and everything, but it's all really in the name of safety that we're doing this, because we realize that in our world of fire protection, it's very too often underlooked of just having the system in the proper working function.
Fire pumps in a deep, dark basement that no one knows about until there's a fire. So we're at least bringing some visibility to it with FireProCare.
Yeah, and of course in that respect we've seen issues in the past, so things like this are going to be key. But just in terms of your the network supply, just talk us through that.
So the network, we have multiple offices in the United States, the sales offices and reps, the representatives that we have that are factory representatives. There are also a lot of authorized service dealers who've been trained and are up to speed to help implement and support customers with this application. And then we also work through the pump distributor network. They are key because they are at a lot of the commissionings for these systems. So because of our network with them, it allows us to then become global. Most pump OEMs have a network of distribution who actually take care of commissioning those systems, and we work through them all.
Final question then, perhaps for both of you, and we'll start with you, Sebastian. What's next for FPC?
A lot. I would say the wish list or the opportunity we have with the platform is limitless. Like now we're just talking about the pump room, where we're partnering with motors, engines, pump industry, like the industry and all the other companies, to integrate it to our platform so everybody benefit from that visibility. So that's the next big thing, is having like the pump room connected really. So that's the first thing, is to have visibility on that. And eventually, connectivity, like to have something a little more live. Eventually, that's also one thing that we're working on in the future of FireProCare.
FireProCare Plus is definitely next on the horizon. As Seb stated, the pump room aspect is what we're going to be releasing next. But immediately after that, we're already got it in works to develop FireProCare Plus, which involves permanent connectivity to the controller. And we'll utilize that for a lot of different things, including some of the remote diagnostics and some predictive type failures, anything that's going to be helpful to the customers, because the goal is to know before you go. So in some of these installations where you are quite a distance from the job site, if you have the ability to get into the controller when you get that call that something's wrong, and you can troubleshoot the unit, at least pre-troubleshoot the unit before going there, this will allow you to get the data, see what's going on, order the correct parts that might fix it, and now you actually save on cost and time because you only have to dispatch once. That's the goal.
William, Sebastian, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Good to meet you.
Thank you.
Good to meet you.